Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thanks for tuning in to this Friday episode of the Engine Room Podcast, brought to you just for a change by tokenmetrics.com. We're joined today by Jacob, our NFT whisperer, and Bill, our live stream extraordinaire. Gentlemen, happy days to you.
Hi.
Happy to see you here. We're going to get into some NFT news stories, but first let's talk a little bit about this space and business story, because there's news from NASA as of Thursday yesterday that they are going to basically sink the International Space Station into a remote part of the ocean after another 10 years of service. So why are they actually doing this? They're doing this on the rationale that, hey, even though we're NASA, there's nothing we're doing up here that private enterprise couldn't also do. So you'll get 10 more years of research out of us, and after that, it's up to entrepreneurs. It's up to Elon Musk, basically. So while it's not an immediately connected to crypto story, I bet we can draw some connecting lines here. Bill, what do you think it means if the government starts to outsource this kind of thing?
Okay, well, this is the beginning of governments telling people in a nice way that they're on their own for things that, you used to be able to depend on governments for. So if you wanted to go into outer space, that used to be NASA. Now it's SpaceX. For crypto people, I think this is also symbolic because, governments, particularly in Europe and frankly everywhere else, are telling you that if you want protection against inflation, central banks like NASA can only do so much. Mm-hmm. So if you need to protect yourself, if you need to do the things that governments do, all right, or used to do for you, you now have to DIY and do it yourself.
Yeah, I completely agree with that point, Bill. And I think one additional point is that not only are governments saying that, hey, you have to now do stuff that we used to do, but you have to do it on your own. Now they're saying we're not capable of doing stuff that we used to be able to do as high quality as these private companies. I mean, like with the NASA SpaceX example, like SpaceX has been able to reuse rockets over and over and over, and they were definitely the first ones. NASA just weren't able to get that technological innovation, and then a private company came in and said, hey, we can do it better. And I think with crypto and cryptocurrencies and central bank crypto, it's like I think governments are going to start realizing that, hey, maybe our dollars or our pesos or whatever are just not going to be as good as what private entities can make. And so you're right. I think the governments are going to start saying, hey, maybe private companies can do stuff better, so we're just going to pawn it off on them.
Yeah, I mean, to drive the point home, the European Central Bank's inflation fighting strategy is to ignore it. Inflation doesn't exist because we're just going to pretend it's not there. So citizens have to take it into their own hands.
Yeah. One way or another, it seems like a lot of people's ideas are about to change about what money is. And the question is, how much influence do those people have when it comes to making other people see their way of doing things? I guess I'm mostly talking about the world really beginning to lean into some kind of crypto first system that doesn't care where you're located in order to transmit money from one place to another. So spooky, exciting stuff. Let's talk a little bit now about some NFT news, because Justin Bieber is been cleaned out on his NFT trade or whatever. He spent more than $1 million on something that's now the value's gone down by 2/3. Jacob, how do you dissect this? Why is it so easy to hate Justin Bieber?
Yeah, I mean, I was reading an article from Web3 is Going Great, and they kind of did a deep dive into the wallet, and they basically came up with two conclusions. One, either Justin Bieber didn't actually buy this Board Ape Yacht Club NFT, or two, he did buy it, but it was a marketing ploy, and he didn't actually spend any money purchasing it. So, I mean, I think what they're saying is that he was potentially paid more than $2 million by the In-Betweeners project, which also means that the In-Betweeners project lied about not paying influencers to promote their projects. So there's some fishy stuff going on, obviously, that like draws parallels to kind of once old money or big banks start getting into something new and innovative that all the kids like. So I'm saying like old money getting into crypto. Once Justin Bieber, even though he's still young, he's kind of like, he's old money. He's not cool in the crypto space. Once he gets in, then the floor price of the NFT drops a lot. And I mean, that might start happening with all these major corporations saying, hey, we're cool. Look at our NFT profile. And then everyone's like, ew, boo, get out of here. This is for like the new innovators and the young people to do this.
So Board Ape Yacht Club seems to really be at the kind of the top of the pile when it comes to like whatever is cool with NFTs these days. But there's a bunch of weird internal drama going on over there right now, Jacob. I'm of course talking about a DAO basically inserting itself into the Board Ape Yacht Club's business. And I don't totally understand the technicals here, but the analogy here is that there's a hostile takeover afoot within Board Ape Yacht Club. A DAO has amassed a bunch of apes, and they're now throwing weight around as a DAO. Yeah. Can you break this down for us a little bit?
I don't know if I would say it's essentially a hostile takeover. I think it's kind of a DAO falling apart. So this DAO, it's called Ape DAO. It has a collection of 81 Board Ape Yacht Club NFTs, 81 Mutant Ape Yacht Club NFTs, and 34 Board Ape Kennel Club NFTs. So a lot of money in NFTs, millions and millions of dollars. They're actually the third largest wallet holder of Board Ape Yacht Club NFTs. And so what's happening is they have a native token, a governance token called Aped is the ticker, APED. And the current price of Aped is a lot lower than the inherent value of all those NFTs combined. So the holders of this DAO's tokens are kind of getting annoyed. They're saying, hey, like this token should be worth a lot more. Like they're kind of getting played. So they sent a proposal a few days ago saying, hey, let's liquidate all of our assets and just all of the Board Ape Yacht Club NFTs, just liquidate everything and then just receive returns in ETH. And so then we can just be done with this DAO. And that actually did pass. So right now, the amount of Ether that they haven't, the proposal passed, they haven't started selling them yet. I think they are on sale, but once they sell all of the Board Ape Yacht Club, all the Mutant Ape Yacht Club, etc., the amount of Ether will be about 16,000 to 21,000, which at the same time, 1,000 Ape DAO tokens are worth 12,000. So that's where the price disparity comes. That's what was annoying the DAO token holders, and they're just saying, "Hey, screw it. Let's just sell everything and get some ETH rather than holding this DAO's token."
Right. So the liquidation, they're going forward with it, but it hasn't actually happened yet.
Yeah, I think they're in the process of trying to sell 81 Board Ape Yacht Clubs, and because obviously it's not like the most liquid market. You can't just do like market order sell of There's 81 NFTs because they'd probably lose. They would just drop the floor price crazily.
Yeah, honestly, I think this is one of the reasons that I'm afraid to get into NFTs is because I can't exit exactly when I want to exit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to be fair, Board Ape Yacht Club is one of the most liquid NFT collections. I think if you had a Bored Ape, you could sell it like immediately. You would maybe lose some price because you would have to sell it lower in order to instantly sell it. So you're right. If you wanted to get the true value of your Bored Ape Yacht Club, you would have to wait a little bit for a buyer to pick it up. But if you needed that money quickly, you could just sell it at the floor price and it would immediately get picked up, probably by a bot too. Because there's NFT bots that like scan NFT collections when they see a NFT get listed either under the floor price or undervalued based on its rarity traits, then they immediately pick it up.
Yeah, Jacob, now's probably a great time to plug the NFT newsletter that you're working on. If you like the way Jacob's talking about NFTs, there's a lot more where that came from if you're a Token Metrics subscriber. Why don't you talk a little bit about the NFT newsletter, Jacob?
Yeah, correct. So me and my fellow NFT analyst Chase Allred, we weekly we review 30 to 50 NFT projects. We have a scoring system based on a bunch of fundamental metrics, and then we grade them and talk a little bit about the project. We also talk about pre-mint projects. So that's a way for you guys to find NFT projects that haven't minted yet, maybe try to get on the whitelist, and either flip it and make some money or join a great community. So we're sending that out once a week, and we're actually also going to have an NFT show as well. So that's something great to look forward to.
Yeah, an NFT flavored response to hidden gems, perhaps.
Yes, correct. Exactly.
Well, cool. Gentlemen, do we have any parting thoughts before we wrap this thing up?
Well, I think the most important... I'm sorry.
I was going to say, no, we've said all there is to say. No, take it, Bill, please.
Okay, 2 points on NFTs. So Justin Bieber points to this idea of forced buying. That means you have to buy it whether you think it's fairly valued or not. Like take Amazon stock in the world of equities, right? Whether you think it's overvalued or not, if you're a portfolio manager, you have to own Amazon stock or you'll be considered a fool. I think in the world of NFTs, it's getting to the point where if, say, Hollywood stars, portfolio managers, hedge funds, corporations, movie studios want to be relevant, they're going to be forced to get involved in the NFT market. Like, for example, what happens when, Sony has to start buying Azuki Zen, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The other thing you have to remember is in the world of legacy, commodities are hot. Okay. Oil, soybeans, all kinds of stuff, right? NFTs and Ethereum are digital commodities. And the commodity market super cycle is spilling over into the crypto universe. And in my mind, it's just starting. So stay with Token Metrics.
Yeah.
Read Jacob's newsletter, etc.
Subscribe to this podcast. Subscribe to Token Metrics on YouTube. Give this video a like. And you might also want to go so far as to hit that bell, which is, in my opinion, is kind of like the version of getting married to a YouTube channel, because that way you'll get a notification. There it is, Bill. There it is. Bill goes live every weekday at noon Eastern. So if you need somebody to help you make a little bit of money in this market, whether it's good times or bad, Bill's your guy 5 days a week. Other than that, stick with Token Metrics, and we will see you next time. Thanks for listening to the Engine Room Podcast. Peace.